Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Got another late model fixed series race for you here. We are at Concord Speedway for week 4, going out for qualifying. Gonna find out how bad I am in relation to what seems to be a fairly weak strength of field overall, as I am car number 2 at just over a 2500 high rating. So, top 2 guys have run times that I couldn't even come close to in practice, so not feeling too confident about this one, but just going to try to put in the best time that I can, see what I can get out of it, and just hope somehow that I can actually get somewhere. Second place, not where I want to start due to being on the outside, but going to see if I can somehow improve this second lap. Just got to try to roll, and I picked up the throttle too early through turn 3, so towards the second lap. So,
the end of the session, P2.
Unfortunately, starting where the car number suggests, but managed to tie the 5 car for second. Wish I would have been able to pick up some time. Don't know if I would have gotten to a 2:59, but would have loved to have started third. 5 is going to have an advantage over me, quite honestly, being there. So. Looks like, though, if we're able to maintain a decent amount of pace over what the 4, the 6, and the 3 did from 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then another little bit of a drop-off back to the 8, and then the 10, 9, and 7 are all pretty close. So I think big thing for me is going to be saving tires for sure. Going to flip the steering ratio. I know a lot of guys will run 10 to 1 or 12 to 1 with it being a short track. I get that, but for me it's going to be running a 14 to 1 just to try to save tires as much as I possibly can. Gonna try to do the best that I can and hopefully be able to save them. I think that's gonna be the name of the game, is who can end up with the tires that are in the best shape. So gonna get gridded up here. Gonna pull up session best lap to start. Eventually we'll probably be switching over to session last lap just because of tires wearing out. 45 lap race, so my guess is we're probably going to be looking at, I don't know, 6/10 drop off by the end of the race, 7, maybe 8/10, something like that. I think when I looked at some other stuff, it was about 3/10 through the halfway mark or so. 2 3/4 tenths, 3/10, something like that. So just gonna try to get the best start I can on the outside. That's gonna be obviously pretty tough. So would expect to drop at least a spot, if not 2 or 3, off
P2.
of the
initial
initial start. Just got to try to not lose too much time to the leader, as well as, not abuse the tires too hard racing anybody. And then also
stay behind the pace car in the outside column.
Try to keep it clean. Obviously, this is a good chance for me to try to get another 0x race in. Want to try to do the best that I can to not have too many mistakes, although obviously that's always something I could do, especially a track that I would say I'm not very good at. Concord is definitely proven to be tough for me for whatever reason this season, at least to be quick, and maybe my expectations of being quick, are a lot higher than what they were the last time I ran here. So obviously I'm not expected to beat the 1. Would be nice if I could try to do it. If I can just hang on to a top 3, I'll be happy with that. But gonna try to do the best that I can, make the most of it, try not to burn off the tires. Gonna get ready to go here. Leader probably should be starting early, but we'll see what he's gonna do. I'm just gonna try to look as best as I can. He's off and rolling.
Go, go, go.
Kind of bounce off the wall there on the outside on the front stretch. Able to clear the 3 and the 5, so actually able to retain second off of that start, which is not too bad. So would expect the 1 to be gone, although I don't know if he's going to burn up tires. So just gonna try to get into a rhythm right now, avoid as much of the problems as you can. You can see the 5 lost it off of turn 1, which I know is technically speaking, I think consider turn 2, but we're going to call it 1, 2, and 3 for ease of commentary while I'm running. Just got to try to get into a rhythm now, kind of baby the tires a little bit. I know I probably could run through turn 2 wide open. For right now, just trying to keep it as straight as I can with as minimal sliding as possible to keep that right front in the best shape that I can. You can see the time difference when I do that, so I guess it might be necessary in order to try to keep pace with the 1. Looks like we are pulling away from the rest of the pack, so not too much to worry about that way. We've already got a pretty good gap over the 3. So it's just going to be all about maintaining pace, maintaining my race strategy, and seeing if at any point we can reel the 1 in at all, or if he's just going to be that much faster, which honestly I would expect to be the case. Check and see what the gap is out front and out behind next time by. I kind of overshoot turn 3 there, got to wait to pick up the throttle. 2.0 to the 1 up ahead, 1.4 back to the 3. Just gotta make sure I hit my braking points and do not overdrive the car, because that's going to cause me to lose time as well as burn up the right front. So turn 3 is the big key. In order to make it stick, you can see I lose 2 tenths to the leader and lost a tenth to the 3 as well. So not sure if guys are pushing harder and they're going to end up burning tires, or if I'm just driving slower. I would honestly suspect, at least with the 1, it's probably slower. And hopefully the 3 and higher are just going to be even, and I can just kind of ride in this spot the rest of the race. Got the benefit of having a somewhat decent start and the 5 struggling off the start, so that really gave me the benefit to being able to retain the position and stay where I am. Was not expecting that off of that start. Kind of took it a little too shallow there through turn 2. Don't want to push too wide out of turn 1. I only like to go about halfway up the track or so, but got to be a little bit higher than that to carry a little bit more of a smoother arc and a little more momentum through turn 2. As you can see, that time I kind of missed the bottom of turn 2, so got to find that happy medium cut. Turn 3 way too shallow there. Car just dove in under braking, so pulling away from the 3. Looks like gap to the 1 is still continuing to grow, but at times seems like it's stabilizing, so just got to try to make the most of it and hope that maybe somehow the 1's burning up tires, although 2.4 seconds is going to need to start coming down sooner than later if I even want a shot at it, because I'm not just going to make a pass in 1 corner here. Got smoke up ahead, 11 sitting up high, able to stay low, avoid him. Probably cost me a little bit of time to the 1, but that's okay. I have to be running and in a good position with a clean car in order to even have a shot at the win, so no point in pushing it through that, swinging it out that close to the 11. 8 looks like he's also on pit road. You may see the track change colors a bit. We are running a early morning lobby time, so sun's coming up, and iRacing kind of, rather than gradually bringing the colors up and the light up, it just kind of does it in steps. So I happened to notice that in one of my practice sessions that it just jumped on me. So leader is in lap traffic. Doesn't look like it's held him up too much. I think I gained a tenth or 2 there, but I'll probably experience the same loss once I get to the lap cars. So just trying to do the best that I can to let the car roll as much as possible, not mash the throttle too hard, even though I'm not doing the best job of it, and you know, wait long enough to pick up the throttle. So got no pressure from behind, 3.3 ahead of the 3 right now, and that gap's still continuing to build. So not too worried about that. It's pretty much just set the sights on the leader ahead, trying to conserve tires as much as I can, see if I can possibly try to bring home another win. Would be great to get my first win in Late Model Fix Series for the season. Yeah, just got to see how the rest of the place plays out. We're only on lap 19, so 27 to go. There's still a long way to go. But there's also plenty of time for the leader to continue to pull away as well. So, you know, there's that side, which gap looks like it might be growing slower. I think it was 2.4 or 2.5 before he got to the lap cars, so hasn't grown too much, but again, it's probably going to grow even more once I get to the lap cars, so he's still probably pulling a good bit away, but let's just hope that somehow his tires happen to fall off quite a bit more on the back end. You know, you're not going to see the wear and the fall off like you would at ARCA, at Atlanta, or anything, but you know, wear and heat definitely can come into play here in these cars.
That was a
Got the 11 to try to get by again. Going to try to see if I can slip under him here going into 3. Got to lift a little bit.
Car outside.
Kind of didn't really want to get the bottom line up. That definitely holds me up. You can see we lost about a tenth there to the leader trying to get by the 11. So hopefully when I get to the 12, it'll be a little bit easier of a pass to get by him.
2.6 seconds.
Although I suppose we're starting to find potentially an inflection point where my lap times are maybe going to start improving in relation to the leader. Not sure though if he's just backing the pace down because he's got such a big lead and honestly doesn't need to run that hard, or if he's still running 100% and actually falling off a little bit in relation to how much he was pulling away from me at the beginning of the race. So still gained a tenth on me there, but you know, it was like 2/10 a lap at the beginning of the race, so guess we'll just have to find out over the course of the rest of the race if that's actually the case. Looks like he's picking the pace back up because now he's picking up another 2/10. So my guess is he was just running it a little bit easier, maybe cooling off tires, trying to conserve a little bit, and maybe wanted to toy with me a little bit, make me think that I had some sort of shot at this in reality when I do not, because he is definitely growing that gap quite a bit. So it's looking like a second place finish brewing, either him really falling off or lap traffic coming into play. So it's going to try to continue to try my best though, keep myself in position if something were to happen, make the most of it, and you know, take comfort in that we were definitely the second fastest car on the track, and at least did what iRacing expected me to do. Last time through turn 3, got on the throttle a little too early, pushed the car up a little too wide, so kind of following the 12 here. That time I hit the brakes a little too early, to a little too low to the corner, kind of lost a little bit of time. Be approaching the 12 here, gotta try to size up when I want to get by him. Kind of just botched up turn 2 there, just didn't enter low enough and then picked up the throttle too early trying to work my way back down, and I get into the front stretch wall because I picked up the throttle too early now. Yeah, so that definitely just added way more time to the gap to the 1, so I would say barring him getting spun out, I don't think we're going to be coming back to win, especially because we are starting 33 and we only have 16 to go, so 12 moves high, thank you to him. Just going to take the inside. It's going to pinch me down through 2, but rather get by him cleanly.
The gap in front has increased to 3.5.
Not my best drive at all, but yeah, I don't know. I just still am struggling to figure this track out for some reason. Like the late model as a whole, I'm not quite as confident in my pace as I am in the modifieds. But I'm not, you know, like I definitely feel more confident in that than I do compared to any of the NASCAR series or like the super late model series. But this track, for some reason, I just cannot figure out what the right line is. I watched a couple other races and just unfortunately was not able to pick up very much. So like, you know, part of me feels like I need to arc it a little bit more, try to apex it a little bit later and carry a little more momentum through, and then I tried that and then it didn't work out, but it could have easily been me executing it. But I know when I enter too low that I just pinch the corner really badly and kill all the momentum, so it's definitely been a tricky combination for me. So I would say it's the tricky triangle for me, and not referring to Pocono for the trucks next week either. Looks like the leader was slowed up by traffic a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be enough time to take advantage of that, nor do I think I'll be able to get through them quickly enough
The gap in front is
to
now
realize
2.8
anything.
seconds.
So you can see the gap did cut down, although I drilled the wall, and there goes the 0x race because I just picked up the throttle way too early like an idiot. So killed one good goal there that I had running for me. Guess I can try to take comfort in a 2x race. It still gave me safety rating given how low I am, and could still finish second even with that. So looks like the 4 got by the 3. He's starting to track me down. That gap's come down. Must have burned up tires too much, and you know, they've done a better job of saving tires and or have the pace, which is the more likely scenario. But yeah, just trying to navigate this lap traffic. We got 5 to go, so just kind of making laps at this point, honestly. I mean, I'm trying to do my best, but when we've got 5 laps and almost 4 seconds to go, it's basically going to take a wreck and a miracle to get there. And right now, it looks like the leader's got a clear track in front of him. So yeah, super frustrated that I could not either get the win or get the 0x race to compensate for not getting the win and at least have something productive out of it. But you know, stupid front stretch wall has gotten me. I've just gotten too aggressive on the throttle, picked it up too early, and you know, unfortunately I can tell that the right front is gone. So good news is there's only 2 laps to go. Gap to the 4 is kind of stabilized, so I'm just gonna see if I can get by the 10 quickly. Otherwise, just gonna sit behind him because there's no big deal if I don't get by him in time. Yeah, so sorry it was not a very entertaining race overall. Wish I could have given you guys a little bit of a better battle. It just seemed to be a bit of a speed disparity in this race, and it kind of led me to, you know, just kind of sitting in the spot. So just trying to work slowly around the 10. Was going to sit behind him, but he was a bit all over the place. Didn't want to take a chance on losing out to him. So bring it home in second. Not a bad finish overall. Unfortunately, you know, just was not ever going to be good enough to get to the 1. So got new goals if I want to continue running this series. Like I said, I ultimately wanted to run the open set series for this, but just had a lot of other stuff going on, and rather than getting something from OSR, which I should probably try to do, I've been, you know, just running this instead. So, and it's, you know, some of these tracks, it's probably clear that this is the better thing because I need to learn the driving part before I, you know, move on to the setup, because you got to be far more consistent and far better than what I'm doing. So, yeah, at least able to bring home a decent finish. Let's take a look at the tires, see how bad it torched them. 84, 87. Probably would have liked it a little bit higher than that, and probably a little bit closer. You know, maybe something like 90, 91 or 91, 92, something like that. But overall, not too bad. Let's take a look at what happened off the start there. See the wrecks. I want to say it was got the 5 that lost it, and then there was a couple others. So let's jump. So 3 is going to tag the wall on the front stretch, kind of similar to what I did. It's not completely uncommon. Alright, there's what we want to see what happened. So 3 is going to tag the wall. Let's just rewind this all the way back, and you're going to see the 5 in front of him. Dude, he just tried right into the 5. I mean, I bet you I could look at it from the far chase, but that just looks like he literally drove right into the 5. Like, I don't know if I think the 5 broke a little bit sooner, because he just hit him square on the back end and sent him up. So I didn't catch that. I thought the 5 just lost it somehow. But yeah, that was definitely a bit of a rough move there. I don't know if that was intentional, like he was trying to shove him out of the way, or if he just didn't think he was braking that soon or that heavy and got into the back of him. So, I mean, obviously I'm guilty of doing that in road races in a couple of the series as well, so I can understand that. We have a good side-by-side battle there between the 3 and the 4. 3's going to cross over the 4 coming out of turn 3, or try to stay off him. So let's get back to the next incident. Looks like he might have made some contact there. Yeah, coming under the inside, he drives it, clips the apron, kind of slides up into the 4, sends the 4 up into the wall. So I'm not going to give him a ton of credit. I would say he was definitely a bit aggressive, and maybe that 5 was just him not really having a respect off the start. Not necessarily saying it was intentional, like he meant to just shove him, but he just didn't really have a desire to stay off of everybody. So you can see 8 taps the wall on the front stretch. I'm gonna have the 7 here get the wall. You're gonna see me show up on that 10's going to get to the inside of the 8. Just drives up into him, sends the 8 up into the wall. 3 is gonna get the wall on the front stretch. Yep. 11 just gets right into the back of the 8, and then the 7 gets into the back of the 11 there. So, and then the 12 has to stop for that. There goes the 1, so that was the first time. And the 1 gets the wall on the inside and also gets clipped. Trying to turn around. 4 is going to get the wall out of turn 1. 9 is going to get the wall down the front stretch. 11 is going to get the wall out of turn 1. Yep, decently heavy. 5 is going to get the wall down the front stretch. 3 is going to get the wall down the front stretch. I think a lot of these are going to be everybody getting the wall out of turn 3, so I'm glad I wasn't the only one. Here's going to be my turn at it. Weep. 5 is going to get the wall on the front stretch. That spot out at the front stretch just gotten absolutely pounded by cars constantly. 7's gonna go find it. 11's gonna go find it. And then that's gonna be the end. So then here's the ones burn out. So yeah, I guess I wasn't the only one that did that. So decent race. Let's see. 8 had 14 incidents. Wow. A couple of people kept it clean. Everybody else, you know, had stuff, a lot of wall taps, it looks like. So let's take a look at the results, see how that went. Yeah, if you ran this and you got driving tips, like, feel free to leave them in the comments. Love to hear from you guys for that. I mean, if you want to leave any comments, just love hearing from you guys in general. But you know, would love to hear what people were doing to make it work. I can't believe there was the third split that was even weaker. Wow, 1856, and that was the top split. Oh man. You can see a massive speed disparity between the leader of the 1 and me for fast laps. So my guess is either he really knew how to drive this a lot better and could be on the same tire saving that I was in terms of the wear percentage, or he was running way faster up front but falling off, but just because of how much faster he was up front, built up a big enough gap and was able to still overcome, you know, whatever gains I was making on the back end, because it looks like a lot of us were all fairly close. The 6 was a little bit quicker. Everybody else, you know, at least the next 5 cars were all in the 4s. So and we all turned our fastest laps in a pretty similar range to everybody. So yeah, I obviously work to do. I was pretty much second fastest car on the track. Regardless, obviously would have loved to clean up my incidents and had a 0x out of it, but definitely some work to do, stuff to figure out. Just got to keep learning how to drive these a little bit better, how to, you know, find that balance of short track attacking and speed while still not, you know, killing the right front. So it's a work in progress. It'll get there. At least able to capitalize on weaker strength of fields and get finishes closer to where I need to be to at least have some sort of productive finish out of them. So it's all learning experience, trying to really use this season to, you know, solidify some fundamentals and really kind of delve into what's going to lock me and get me to that next level. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you enjoyed that race. Sorry for the lack of battle of positions. You know, just kind of seeing how the split worked out. So feel free to leave any comments. Like I said, you know, if you have driving tips for this week or late model in general, or what you guys find helpful, or if you guys, you know, just love to hear from you guys in general. So remember to like and subscribe. And until the next race, stay tuned, and hopefully all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.